Hey there! Welcome to another episode of Did You Know, where we peel back the layers of the business world and get to the heart of what really matters. I'm your host, Danny, and today we're talking about something that hits close to home for many of us: mental health and well-being in the workplace. Now you might be thinking, mental health? That's personal, right? What's it got to do with business? Well, let me tell you, it has everything to do with it. Did you know that according to a study by the World Health Organization, an estimated $1 trillion is lost in productivity each year due to depression and anxiety disorders? That's a lot of zeros, folks. Let us start with a story. Picture this: Sarah, a dedicated employee, always first to arrive and last to leave. But lately, Sarah's been feeling burned out. Deadlines are looming, her inbox is overflowing, and the coffee just isn't doing its trick anymore. Sounds familiar? It's a common scenario in today's fast-paced business world. But here's where it gets interesting. Sarah's company recently implemented a mental health and well-being program. They started with flexible working hours and added a quiet room for breaks. You won't believe the change. Sarah is not just meeting her deadlines, she's smashing them. Her creativity has spiked, and guess what? The entire team's morale is through the roof. This isn't just a feel-good story. It's smart business. By addressing mental health in the workplace, companies are seeing a reduction in absenteeism, a boost in productivity, and let's not forget, a happier workforce. But wait, there's more. Let's debunk a common myth. Investing in mental health program is expensive. Not true. In fact, for every dollar spent on scaling up treatment for depression and anxiety, there's a return of $4 in better health and ability to work. Talk about a good investment. And now, I know what you're thinking. Danny, this is great, but how do I apply this to my own workplace? Now here's your action point. Start small. Maybe it's a weekly check-in with your team or introducing mental health days off. The key is to create an environment where everyone feels supported and valued. Remember, a healthy mind is just as important as a healthy business. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. In the next part of our episode, we'll dive deeper into this topic. We'll tackle some commonly asked questions, bust a few more myths, and give you more insights into how mental health and well-being can revolutionize your workplace. That's coming next, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Did You Know with me, Danny, as we continue our deep dive into the crucial topic of mental health and well-being in the workplace. In the first part, we explored how addressing mental health can transform the work environment. Now let's delve into why this topic should be on everyone's radar, answer some burning questions, bust a few myths, and open up the floor for some thought-provoking discussion. Now, let me start with a very simple question. Why should we care? So why should you care about mental health in the workplace? The answer is simple yet profound. A healthy workforce is not just a happier workforce. It is the backbone of a successful, thriving business. When employees are mentally well, they're more creative, efficient, and resilient. This isn't just about productivity. It's about creating a workplace culture that values and supports its most vital asset, its people. Ignoring mental health can lead to burnout, high turnover, and frankly, a pretty dismal place to work. But when we prioritize well-being, we're investing in a brighter, more sustainable future for everyone involved. And now let's move on to some frequently asked questions. Let me start with the first one. How can small businesses with limited resources support mental health? Well, that's a great question. It's not always about grand gestures or expensive programs. Something as simple as open communication, flexible work hours, or regular check-ins can make a world of difference. It's about creating a culture of understanding and support regardless of the size of your business. And now for another question. Can mental health initiatives really impact the bottom line? Well, absolutely. Studies have shown that mental health programs can lead to a significant return on investment through improved employee performance and reduced absenteeism. Plus, a happy team is a loyal team, reducing the costs associated with high turnover. And now let's move on to our Mythbuster section, and let's bust some myths. Now, let's talk about this myth. Talking about mental health at work is unprofessional. Well, this couldn't be further from the truth. Openly discussing mental health destigmatizes it and shows leadership and compassion. It's a sign of a progressive, forward-thinking workforce. And let me talk about another myth. Mental health issues are rare and don't affect many people. Well, the reality couldn't be further from that. Mental health issues are more common than you think. 1 in 5 adults experiences a mental health issue each year. It's not an isolated problem. It's a widespread reality that we need to address. And now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with some discussion questions. Think about these and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. What mental health initiatives would you like to see in your workplace? How can we better support colleagues who are struggling with mental health issues? What steps can leaders take to foster a more mentally healthy workplace culture? I encourage you to engage with these questions, share your experiences, and let's learn from each other. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to Did You Know? I hope today's discussion has shed some light on the importance of mental health and well-being in the workplace and inspired you to take action, whether it's in your own life or in your workplace. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow and share the podcast and consider supporting us on Patreon. Your support helps us keep bringing these important topics to light. Remember, taking care of your mental health isn't just a personal issue. It is a collective one that benefits us all. Let's create workplaces where everyone can thrive. Until next time, this is Danny signing off. Stay healthy, stay happy, and keep making a difference.